All right, what's next?
Oran Domingue writes, my question is, what are the chances that Infinity Wars 1 or 2 could become the next contenders against the Force Awakens box office records?
I don't think as good as you might think. I mean, what did it end up? 248 was the opening weekend? That is a freaking tall order because, you know, the Avengers was at 203 or 204, and then Age of Ultron was 1 something.
Right.
So I'm going to say very slim. I think look, both of those movies are going to be the $1 billion club, no doubt about it. But breaking that record, the audience already knows what they're getting, so I don't really see that happening. Any film that has a chance, I think, to catch that opening, and I'm just saying a remote chance to catch that new opening weekend box office record by Star Wars, I think it's Batman v Superman. I think that's, and I don't think it will catch it, but I think if any film coming out right now has a chance to catch it, it's probably Batman v Superman, because although we've had Man of Steel, this is essentially a brand new thing. Because we're getting Batman versus Superman. We got Wonder Woman's going to be in there. We got all this kind of stuff. It's really DC's first, this is our shared universe film. Man of Steel wasn't really that. So because of that, I think it has the slightest chance, but I wouldn't bet on it at all. So no, I don't think Infinity Wars 1 or 2 will catch that opening weekend record of Star Wars. Schnepp, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, The Force Awakens had a lot of things going for it. Number one, an incredible ad campaign. Number two, like, it hadn't been, like, Star Wars was kind of almost like brushed away unless you're counting the Clone Wars or Rebels. There was nothing for you to watch except for those prequels. So really, literally, when you saw these trailers and you were like, man, this feels like the original Star Wars, that had everyone getting really excited, and that the film actually delivered is why we have the insane box office champion that it is right now. I think Avengers and all the Marvel films are already delivering, so fans of those films are already going to go see it. So, but it doesn't have that like built up, like it's hard to tell because Infinity Wars is coming out like in 2 or 3 years, 1 and 2. So I don't know what the chain of events from Captain America Civil War to Doctor Strange to Thor Ragnarok. So what's going to happen during those films that'll build it up to Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So all that could actually build it up to some insane fever pitch. Like, I have to see Infinity Wars. Like people crying. And I don't know if that's going to happen. Like people cried when they saw Force Awakens. Chewie, we're home. We're talking about like grown men, fetal position, crying and stuff. That's not going to happen when you see Infinity Wars, the trailer for Infinity Wars 1 or 2. You're not going to cry. I don't think it's going to elicit this kind of emotional, weird Pavlovian Star Wars response. Is not going to happen. So no.
I mean, everybody's just playing for second place once King Kong versus Godzilla comes out in 2020. I think that Infinity War has something really going against it, and that's it. It's split into 2 movies. It's part 1 and part 2. One of the big things that people rushed out to see Star Wars the opening weekend for were the spoilers. People did not want to get that movie ruined for them by somebody who had already seen the movie. They didn't want to be left in the cold. You just don't have that. There's that element, but you just don't have it at a fever pitch like you had with Star Wars that you're going to have with either Civil War or Infinity War Part 1 or Part 2. I love where your Vegas head is at, though, with the prop bets between Batman v Superman opening weekend versus Civil War opening weekend, because I think Civil War might take the cake over Batman v Superman.
Really?
I think that there's just enough of that last trailer backlash from Batman v Superman and Captain America Civil War. That trailer people really loved, and I think that you're going to see the marketing campaign for that start to ramp up around Batman v Superman, so I think it might edge it out.
The big what if, though, is Batman v Superman, it has to be good. It's not, it better be good. It has to be, because
it better be good too.
Right, it better be good. But it literally, that trailer, that second trailer really doused a lot of people, including myself. Like, why did you have to show all that? It was unnecessary. Fire the guy who cut that trailer. The people who were in charge of cutting that trailer, really bad decision making. But even with that, I'm still incredibly excited to see it. And I think even with seeing that trailer, that I think the marketing campaign was like, look, let's put this out there stupidly, and not really the best way that they could have. But now that that's out there, what are we going to see with that next trailer? What are they going to do? And what is the actual film really about? I think it's going to be really exciting. And I still have my hopes set that this is the film to set off the DC universe.
But you know what? I'm going to be devil's advocate to my own point for a second, because that trailer, while it put off some people in our community and people online who are watching who love this stuff, those people are still going to see it opening weekend.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could be a little upset that they showed what Doomsday might have looked like, but you're still paying money to see it. What that trailer did do is it showed people like my mom, who didn't know that movie was coming out, that you're going to have Wonder Woman in that movie as well. So maybe it actually did a better job of getting box office numbers. I still think Civil War edges it out, though.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.